I don't want to alarm you, but this is shocking to me as well. 10 years ago.
No Daleks.
There's no, well, there are out in the hallway somewhere, so don't worry. I've seen what you did to a Dalek in that one episode. They are fearing you.
And so they should.
It has been 10 years now since you started making the first series of Doctor Who.
I know, go figure.
I know.
10 years. When I was 25, crazy.
How did
Where did that go? Where does it go?
I don't know. How did you become Jackie Tyler then? Like, how far before actually shooting were you in talks to become Rose's mother?
I think do you know, I can't remember when we started, but I remember the scripts arriving with my name on and the kind of excitement of this really big thing that was going to happen. It was the unsaid thing, the unsaid, private, quiet, but underneath all of that sort of secrecy was this massive anticipation and spectacle, if you like. So it was probably a couple of months at least, before starting shooting,
right,
to going up for it, to auditioning.
Did you watch Doctor Who as a kid?
I did, yeah. John Pertwee. I loved him. Wasn't he amazing? Just amazing. And then I grew up, so I started going out and kind of missed Tom Baker, who everybody loves, don't they? You love him, yeah.
What do you love about John Pertwee?
He was really dashing and heroic, and I remember just being in love with him, I think, yeah. He was just beautiful and intense and serious.
Ruth Ann has brought you a drink.
Ruth Ann, look at that, a cup of PG tips. You've always got to have your tea. Cheers, everyone, cheers. Hope you don't mind me slurping.
Take a sip. I'll ask you a question then. So if everyone then, good tea? Is a good tea. That's
Good tea.
Yeah, good, excellent. So with people like Russell T Davies and Phil Collins, Doctor Who fanboy nerds dating back to the 60s, what was it like then? If they're producing a show that they believe in, but no one really is allowed to talk about, or it's kind of an unproven commodity at that point?
Well, I just think reading the scripts was enough, really, because there was this heart of the show, which was the family, Rose's family, and her life, and relationships that you could all relate to at home. So it was all in the writing, and so Russell had brought it all to life, and Phil's vision on the whole thing was just, recognised brilliantly. And in fact, when I auditioned for him, I had a recall, and he said, "Oh, Camille, I'm so glad you've come back, because you were so crap before, we thought we'd give you another go." Oh, funny.
Did he
so
mean
funny,
that?
as you know.
Did he mean that?
He didn't know, but I thought, yeah, no, I was crap. No, I wasn't.
How much direction then did they give you in how to play Jackie, and how, like, what her relationship?
Not a lot, actually, nothing, because I think I delivered what they required. So they didn't, they just went, yeah, that's her. So that's it. So that was good. Yeah. It's all very well realised in the writing and stuff.
Did the directors help at all in sort of like, establishing that relationship between you and Rose as a mother-daughter?
No, there was kind of no need, because we really bonded, from the off. Billy and I just kind of really clicked. We really connected, and it was all there. So we just took it and ran with it, really. If that makes sense. Yeah.
And you very early on, at least on screen, I don't know, off, I think it was off as well, but you and Noel Clarke as Mickey sort of became a bit of a
double act.
A double act.
Yeah.
A couple of people.
Bobo and Bingo.
Yeah, exactly.
We called each other, yeah.
What'd you call
I
them?
loved working with Noel, and I loved our friendship, our relationship. Did you like it? It was good, wasn't it? So nice. And poor old Mickey got blamed for so much, didn't he?
Yeah.
Stealing Rose for a year, etc. Poor guy.
He Well, you were a vengeful person in that one episode. After Rose came back, you know, because you've been shunning Mickey for a year. I'm asking the long questions, so you can take more sips of tea.
I thought he'd murdered her. Boiled her up. Put her in a stew.
And then you gave Chris Eccleston a mighty wallop on the side of the
He
face.
deserved it. It's so funny because he said, I think we'll mock that, Camille, as in we will mime it. And I said, oh no, I don't think so. Let's go for the real thing. But of course we did actually mock it, as he said.
Oh, you didn't really hit him then?
No, I didn't, but it looks good, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, I'd have liked to.
Was he deserving of it at that point?
No, he was amazing. No, he was just brilliant, but wasn't he? He was fantastic. Chris. Yeah.
After that first production block, we returned to 1987 in Father's Day with the big shoulder pads and the hair,
wig
everything,
and the thing and the
pink. And you're playing a much more, you know, a younger Jackie, and also a little more, you know, a little crankier, I suppose.
Yeah, she was really ratty, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Mind you, Pete was useless, so she was dealing with a lot. Come on. Yeah. And little baby Rose. Cute.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Sean Dingwall in his first appearance as Pete. How was it working with him?
Fantastic. We just laughed and got on brilliantly. And do you remember in the Cyberman where I can't remember what it was called. I'm awful. I'm having a senior moment.
Rise of the Cybermen.
Yes, thank you. Yes, and he sees me in the smoke. We see each other, and then I go running towards him. He had actually no idea that I'm quite a heavy girl, and so when you didn't see this, but he kind of lifted me up and then slid down to my legs. It was, I mean, we were ill, laughing. But like true pros, we carried on in fits of laughter.
I think they actually kept that take in the episode, actually. I seem to recall.
They did.
Yeah, it wasn't a big superhero leap or anything like that.
Poor old Sean, which is probably why he's not here. He's in traction. All these years later.
How was it then, sort of, you know, you came back at sort of the end in Parting of the Ways to shoot some scenes there as well, and you and Mickey are trying to open the TARDIS doors or something with that giant tow truck. I mean, for you, sort of being there at the very beginning, then not being in a few episodes and coming back, what was the change on set and the atmosphere like?
It was very different, actually. I think things were more tense anyway. We were coming to the end, we had a lot to do, there was a lot to shoot, nobody had realised sort of the intensity of the work, so it was kind of, you know, come on, get on, let's do this thing, let's shoot this thing, and it was somewhat darker as well, probably through the storyline shining through that darkness, you know, quite serious.
Right.
Yeah.
This is after Chris Eccleston decided he was leaving, but it wasn't announced. So
it wasn't announced, no.
Did that, you know, the fact that he was sort of working on his last bit of Doctor Who, did that sort of change things as well?
I think it did, actually, to be honest. I think it did change things, and it was a shock, even though nobody would assume that it would go on and on. But it was a huge hit, obviously, and it was, you know, why is he going? He's amazing. Anyway, cue David.
Yeah. Because, I mean, it wasn't announced until, I think, late March, after the first episode had gone out, and 11 million people watched it. It was a huge hit, and everyone said, oh, Doctor Who's coming back for at least 3 years. But you didn't know any of this at the time you were shooting it?
No, I didn't.
Was there any, like, oh, I can't wait to see what we do next year with this, or was it a very...
I didn't assume that. I never think, oh, well, you know, because see you next year. I'm kind of not like that, really. Been so in the business so long, you don't want to assume that you'll be welcome back. You know, people might hate you, kill you off. So I never assume I'm coming back. So it was a brilliant surprise. It was fantastic. Yeah, and even more so with David. That was just blissful.
Yes. What was it like with Mr. Tennant?
Oh, it was just like just like party time. You know, this big sort of he's like a Labrador puppy. He just does not keep still, and the energy level, and we were all like, yeah! You're in your pajamas and everything. It's so great. It's just fantastic. It's wonderful.
When did Russell tell you about what Jackie's arc was going to be, with alternate universe Jackie and coming back and reuniting with dead Pete Tyler, which sounds ridiculous when you say it like that.
Phil actually mentioned it to me just before the scripts came, so he gave me a kind of an inkling, an idea. Didn't like the other Jackie. She was hard, wasn't she?
She was.
She's hard anyway, but yeah.
Was it fun to play, sort of a more...
Yeah, it was brilliant. It's always nice being nasty. It's really nice. Loved it.
How far though as an actor do you go, sort of like when you're playing in sort of an evil version of...
Go all the way until they tell you to pull it in. You know,
right.
Why not? Yeah.
Graham Harper directed that.
Yes,
he did. All those 4 stories in a row, actually, in a massive production block. And he was in his 60s, but still, from all reports, a complete firecracker.
Total firecracker.
What was it like working with him?
Explosive and brilliant, because he likes to leave the actors to have their creative time, if you like, so that you can, you know, be a bit free with the person you think you're playing. Yeah. Just gorgeous.
Yeah. He even, along with the skeleton crew, recorded that farewell scene between, Rose and the doctor on the beach.
Yeah, that was a day in the morning.
Yeah.
Wow, because nobody knew, we didn't know what was going on, really. Well, no, the crew and the others didn't. We knew what was going on. So, from the off, in the back of the truck, going to the beach, we were all very somber and quiet and really emotional. So, and the beach is enormous. So we were doing our thing and playing it all out, and the crew were kind of quite far away, and they could see what was going on, but they couldn't actually hear until they were brought in the last minute to see and to hear what was going on. And so it was very sad, very moving. Yeah.
How was a scene like that recorded then? I mean, is there a lot of rehearsal involved in something like that? Or?
Not too much, no, because it's all kind of in the moment. So not too much. We didn't want to give too much away either. So it didn't take too long. But it was cold, which added to the sadness. So that was good. We should have done it here, shouldn't we? Yeah.
A nice goodbye in Chicago.
Yeah.
That was in like January or something of 2006, I think it was. But
was it January?
I think
yeah,
it was.
Well remembered.
I looked it up. I don't. But so you had to go from that, the actual goodbye, to making several more episodes of Doctor Who.
Of Hello Again.
Yeah. So like, was it easy to sort of flip the switch like that?
Yeah. The finales.
Yeah.
That was brilliant. I liked coming back from the parallel world. It's lonely out there. So that was kind of nice coming in and being, with Sarah Jane and John Barrowman and the TARDIS, and he's so funny, isn't he outrageous? We got told off, we got shouted at by the director when we were all in the TARDIS for the
big flying.
That's it. Yeah. And fiddling with the button, because we hadn't seen each other for ages, so all of us were talking and going, oh, what about this? And do you remember when? And, quiet! Sorry. It's like a party. It's awful. But such fun.
Jackie was not allowed to fly the TARDIS.
No. Crazy. I drove that big yellow truck. Do you know what I mean?
Were you upset at that, or did you sort of play along with it?
No, I just played along with it.
Mm-hmm. Did you always know, because that was 2 years after you left the show, so to speak, that you were going to be doing the return appearance?
No, we didn't. No, that was a surprise. Having the phone call. Oh, and then another finale, and my daughter said, "God, you're not going back to say goodbye again." So British.
Your actual...
Well, again.
3 times.
Yes, we are.
Your actual last episode that you did in the original run with Jackie was Love and Monsters, which was, you know, I think a lot of people were like, there's no doctor in this one. How is this?
No, that was really strange because I was kind of left on my own without them all. And but actually, as a character, it was really nice for me to be Jackie, not mum Jackie. So single Jackie, Jackie trying to get a boyfriend Jackie. I really so I was allowed to play with that and be somebody completely different and sweeter and flirty, so that when in the end you really do find what Elton was after, the blow is a bigger sort of blow for her, really.
Yeah, it was a nice build up.
Yeah.
You know, going to run out and get pizza and everything. It's such a nice scene, and then you come back and you find that he's got his picture.
He's done that. Yuck. He should have been a pavement, shouldn't he? Oh no, do you love him? He's brilliant, wasn't he? Mark Warren.
He was excellent.
Amazing. He actually strangled me in A Touch of Frost in 1992. 96. 95, sorry, 95. So we knew each other. Yeah, he tried to kill me before, so third time lucky. Hopefully it'll be nice next time I see him.
I don't know, what do you think Jackie is actually up to then in parallel universe world with Pete?
Well, she's got the new child, hasn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Tony.
Yep.
Who knew? Tony. Brilliant. So how old must he be now? God, 8 or something.
I think something
I
like
don't
that.
know. So she's probably just causing trouble and having a laugh and doing all the washing and just being generally loud, I imagine. You know, and delegating. She's one of those women that pretends that she's so busy and there's so much going on, but have you noticed she never does anything? She just gets everyone else to do it.
There was a brief plan. Russell T Davies was going to do a spin-off show called Rose Tyler Defending the Earth, which never, I think it actually got budgeted, but never actually was made or something. Did you know anything about that at the time? No?
No.
Because I dare say that probably would have continued the Jackie Tyler story.
Well, you never know. Probably, you know, the odd phone call with her nagging or shouting or something, you know.
Right.
And another thing.
Here's what else you should be doing.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have some people queued up here, so let's do Handy Mandy's Sarah Jane here first.
Hey, Camille, just first of all, you are lovely. Absolutely love you as Jackie.
Thank you so much.
And I have kind of a question about, I watched The Biggest Loser. No, not The Biggest Loser, sorry, Weakest Link.
I was the biggest loser.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, no, the weakest link, yeah.
Weakest Link.
Yeah.
And everyone thought you were gonna lose.
I know.
And you just came back and just beat them all like a champ.
It was a fluke.
No, it wasn't. You were brilliant.
Thank you. But I have to tell you, it's so much easier when you're at home. I've been shouting at the television for years, all the answers. Come on, it's carrot! Things like that. You know, you think it's easy, but actually, it's really terrifying. And I got this thing where I couldn't hear. Suddenly I decided I was deaf, and I could not hear. And somebody said to me, rub your earlobes. So rub your ears when she's asking you the question, and you actually hear the question much clearer. But it actually works. So I don't know if you see me doing that. That's why. So yeah, it's much harder. And she was fierce as a maggot.
Yeah.
Old Anne. Yeah.
My question is though,
Yeah.
do you ever, you know, when you hang out with Noel, David, do you ever be like, yeah, I'm smarter than you? Because you should.
No, not to them, because it'd be too cruel. But to everyone else, to all my friends, and particularly my husband. I do that a lot to him. Yeah, but did you win the weakest link? No, thank you, I rest my case. That's what I do, I'm awful. And I've got my name, because Anne gave us our names, you know, the blue name on the podium. I've got my name over the fridge. Big and blue, for everyone to see. Shameless.
Thank you.
Thank you, you're fantastic.
Thank you so much. Lovely question.
Hi, I'm glad I didn't change the subject first. Your performance in King Ralph, I just, what was it like working with John Goodman?
He's incredible. He's fantastic. He's one of us. He's one of us. He's just like us. He's great. And I walked past him once and he was standing in the queue to get his lunch. And I said, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Get someone to..." And he went, "No, no." Oh, I love him. He's brilliant. And in fact, I bumped into a fan. Where was I? I can't remember where it was. And this fan had seen John when he was in the UK filming, and he'd said to John Goodman, "Have you seen Camille in Doctor Who?" And he said, "John," I quote, "she's the best thing in it." Oh! Such a good liar. But he's just fantastic, joyous. I loved him, and obviously I still do. I haven't seen him for 20 years, so 24 years. Yeah.
You're amazing. We were wondering, what was your favorite episode to film?
The Christmas Invasion. I love that episode. Because it was just mad and crazy, and David's entrance, and we were all on a different level of excitement, and so, yeah, it was that for me. What's yours?
I don't know.
Don't tell me Blink.
Yeah, the girl.
Oh, gorgeous. Yeah, amazing. Love that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
I was wondering if you could make your own Doctor Who episode, what would it be?
Oh, I'd get all you in it for a start. That would be good, wouldn't it? Have all the fans in. Wouldn't that be great? And we could all be monsters, and I'd be the leader. Jack is in charge. No. Yeah. Oh gosh, good question. I need to think about that. But something that involved big crowds would be good. Yeah. Thank you.
Jackie's in charge would be a good title. You can start
That
from
would
there.
be good.
Next.
Hi.
Hi.
I was wondering if, given the chance, would you come back and do something for Doctor Who other than what you have already done,
So, as a different character,
or just come
or a
back-
monster, or
come back as
a
Jackie?
thing. Oh yeah, definitely. Always, no question. In a heartbeat, no question.
Thank you.
Well, only if you'd want me to. Liz.
When they were making the 50th anniversary special,
Yeah.
and you heard that Billy was coming back, were you sort of sitting by your phone too, or?
No, not at all. No, because you can't have everyone. It's crazy. You know, you can't do it really. There's no, you know.
Next, please. There we go.
Hi.
Hello.
What was it like being in the TARDIS?
Really, really exciting. And my friend Matt said to me, "I cannot believe you're going to be in the TARDIS. Can you do me a favour? When you're in the TARDIS, can you text me, Matt, I'm in the TARDIS with the Doctor." So I did. He's a social worker. So I did. And he was like, "Oh my God, oh my God." He couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe it. It's really brilliant. It's great in there. It's dark and it's funny, and Dave and I were in there, and it was just really nice being, you know, a companion for a bit. It's great.
Okay.
Thank you.
And your first shot was like you sitting way up on like the riser. That's the most unconventional companion entrance to a TARDIS I think ever.
Yeah, she would, wouldn't she? I'm going up there. Does what she wants, doesn't she? Oh.
Nice. Next up there.
How does it feel to say goodbye to one Doctor and then immediately say hello to the next, like with the 9th and 10th?
It's sad. I find it sad because, in a way, a death is also, whenever there's a death, it's about a new beginning, isn't it? A big ending is about a new beginning and a rebirth. So it is tinged with sadness because you've been used to somebody that you loved very much and you got used to him, you know, and then some other lovely guy comes along. So I think it's always kind of, there are mixed emotions. Yeah. Do you feel the same? Or are you more excited about somebody new coming?
I feel kind of sad that a doctor's leaving, but also really excited that I'm getting to meet a new one.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good thing.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
I was wondering, on the set, what did you enjoy working with more, Daleks or Cybermen?
None of them. No. I hate them, they're awful. No, I was not a happy bunny with either of them. But if I did have to choose, I suppose the Daleks were the least threatening, because when I was on the truck being cyberjacky, I bumped into a Cyberman who they're enormous. And I said, oh God, sorry. And he turned around and looked at me, and he did a robotic movement. He didn't go, it's okay. He didn't say a word. He just moved like a robot, and I actually nearly cried. And I stood there behind him thinking, I don't want to be in this truck. I don't like him. He was rude and mean, he's going to kill me, this is awful, get me off. So yeah, maybe the Daleks were a bit better, even though I hate them and they're vile. Who do you hate the most? Or do you mind, or do you like them both?
I think I might like the Cybermen more.
Oh, do you? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right then. If you must.
Hi.
Hey.
I'm really happy to be talking to you.
Oh, me too. Me too. You. Lovely. Love your hat.
Thanks. This might be a little early to ask, but do you think the 13th Doctor should be a woman?
Always. Always, right? Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. But maybe there is a little bit of a woman inside all the Doctors we've had so far. There must be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant. Good question. Yeah. Do you think so? Do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go power.
Hi.
Hi.
So my question is to you. Did you and Billy form like a relationship together, like mother-daughter relationship? Did you actually feel like a real mother to her
I
sometimes?
did actually. It's strange, isn't it? I don't know if Billy was aware, but I did feel very protective towards her and quite motherly towards her. Yes. So yeah, I think we did. We kind of slotted into that. Yeah.
It happened pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Right off, like,
yes.
read
And the first time I met her, I said, "I'm going to be your mum." And she went, "I know." It's great. Yeah. Exciting.
Hi. My question is, do you still watch Doctor Who? And if you do, what do you think of Peter Capaldi?
I think I've watched a couple. I think Capaldi's amazing, actually. I think he's quite fantastic, because I'm seeing everything he's playing is all about the alien side of the Doctor, which I hadn't kind of really seen before. So I'm loving that side of him and his coldness, and and he's hot, I think. Yeah, so it's quite nice to meet you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He cuts a bit of a John Pertwee-like
Yes, he
image,
does.
doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Yeah.
Yeah, that must make it easier, I suppose, to love him.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
Hi, I was just wondering, I saw a picture on Instagram where John Barrowman dressed up as a flight attendant and then handed out ice lollies to people. I was wondering if he ever held stunts like that during shooting.
I can't tell you what he did during shooting. If only I could. Maybe when you get older, I'll tell you. Adults Only Convention, as you know, he is completely outrageous, but wonderful and beautiful and brilliant and ever energetic. So yeah, I put up with a lot. But it was worth it. he's fantastic. Yeah.
So I'm curious to know, in the alternative world,
Yeah.
do Rose and David have a baby? Are you a grandmother?
Wouldn't that be nice? Well, hopefully I've got about 4 by now up there in that parallel world. But you never know with those two. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Who would he look like though? Because who would the children look like? They're ever changing.
Matt Smith. They don't look like Matt Smith.
They'd all come out with different hats on, wouldn't they? And scarves. Yeah, baby scarves.
I was wondering, do you think Jackie Tyler describes you in any way?
No. Well, I mean, I fight tooth and nail for my children, like she does, no question. No, I think I'm braver than Jackie. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
If you had to pick one villain, which villain would you pick as your favorite?
Ooh. I think the angels in Blink, I love them. Is that awful to have a load of them? But they're so scary, aren't they? They really, really got to me. You know, so those, yeah. Or, brilliant, in a couple of weeks ago, Gomez, the amazing Gomez, who came back as the master, as the mistress, isn't she something? Yeah, she's amazing.
I'm wondering, out of all like the characters and the villains or anybody from Doctor Who, who's like your favorite character to work with?
So hard. Oh, my favourite character to work with. Mickey. And of course Rose, but Mickey and I were together a lot, so it's got to be Mickey.
So, you know, not Noel and Billy are here this day.
Yes.
So I was wondering if you guys like get together a lot, or if you just showed up to con and was like, hey, my friends are here.
Well, we hadn't seen each other for a while, actually, the three of us. It's been quite a while, so that was really nice. And I think, you know, with when you're in a club, and it is kind of a club, isn't it? You don't need to keep each other warm, so you just kind of start off where you left off, really. That's what's really lovely about it. There's the odd text that goes through, you know. Yeah, which is special.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I was wondering, if you could travel with any doctor other than the 9th and 10th, which doctor would you travel with?
I think John Pertwee and Capaldi together have got to have
Good answer.
I was wondering, what was the biggest moment you received a bit of direction, a moment you thought was kind of rubbish and just went with it?
Kind of all of it. For the Christmas Invasion, I didn't get a note, right, from the director at all, and I was thinking, I'm that bad, he's just leaving me alone. But apparently it's because it was going all right. So I guess I didn't need one, but all directors are different. So some like to leave you alone, and some don't. So you know they can't win really, because either way, actors are going to think, "Oh, he hates me." So yeah, we were left to our own devices. But there's different inputs, so you just have to take it on the chin.
Off topic. Did first time to Chicago?
Yes. Yeah, it's a beautiful city.
Probably haven't seen much yet, right?
No, I haven't. But I'm going to come back, hopefully.
On the topic of that, like, with direction, do you like a more hands-on approach from a director, or do you sort of like to be left to your own devices?
I think if I feel I've needed it, I quite like it. But then, as an actor, you're never your own best judge. You shouldn't really judge yourself, really. It's not down to you. You have to trust and just be free. And if you need it, you'll be told. So you just have to respect that. Yeah.
Right there.
Jackie's occupation was a hairdresser or a cosmetician, but they never really did anything
No,
with that. Were
exactly.
they going to, or did they?
Well, I just think, you never saw her do hair, did you?
No.
She just had people around to chat to them. She pretended like she was doing hair. It's great, she did nothing.
So they were never going to do anything with her profession?
No, not really. No, because it wasn't really the issue, really. You have to get on with the Doctor and Rose, don't you? You can't be doing with old her and the hairdos that she never did.
And then my second question is, as a kid, what were you really into? Were you a scout? Or what were you really into when you were a kid?
I didn't do any of that. I was really into my studies. I was very studious. I know, don't die, but I was. And I was actually very clever, and then it all went out the window when I was about 12. Anyway, so that and television. I was obsessed with television. So much so that when I went on holiday with my parents when I was young, I cried and cried and cried because I wanted to come home because I missed television so much. Isn't that awful? And my parents gave in. Oh, spoiled.
And now you're an actress, so...
Exactly, so it was worth it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One more right there.
Hi. First of all, thanks a lot for coming to...
Thanks for having me.
My question actually followed the woman that was in front of me because of the fact that you were a hairdresser and you had David's little rooster thing happening. Did you, just because of the fact of the way that you were bringing in, did you ever just feel like just putting some mousse or gel or just kind of bringing it down?
I so wanted to run my fingers through his hair. I really did. But you have to hold back. You have to behave yourself. So no, I abstained.
Well, I just figured since you were a hairdresser, that would have been natural.
Oh,
if
come
I was
on.
to walk up to him and go like this, and maybe going, security.
Yeah. No, she wasn't really, was she? She wasn't a hairdresser because she did nothing, so she just did nothing with the hair. I know, thank you. Well, I hope I wasn't boring. If I bored you.
Never. Has Camille bored you, everybody? Exactly. Has Camille entertained you, everybody? Camille Coduri, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me. I've still got my tea. It's like a bucket here. It's never ending. We should have a Doctor Who episode about the never-ending tea. Anyway, I'm